Good day to all. In this particular video, we will look into the description of cell membrane, the structure of cell membrane of prokaryotic cell as well as eukaryotic cell is same. So that particular structure we are going to look into it. Now, when the cell was discovered, the structure of cell membrane was not known. It was only later when electron microscopy came into being in 1950s that the structure of cell membrane came clearly out. Now, how scientists earlier found the structure, they did some chemical studies, and after chemical studies, some biochemical investigations were done. These chemical studies were done on human RBC cell, the membrane of human RBC. And what was the finding of these particular chemical studies? It was found that the cell membrane is mainly composed of two components. The first component is the lipid and the second component is the proteins. Going further into the lipids, there are two kinds of lipids. The first lipids are the phospholipids. These are the major lipids. And the second lipid is cholesterol. So these two lipids form the cell membrane. Next, if we talk about the structure which is present on of phospholipids, then the structure is phospholipid bilayer. In this, what is present? If we talk of the structure, then these are the phospholipids. These are in fact the heads of phospholipids, and the tails of phospholipids are also present. So this is one layer which is present. Along with it, the second layer will also be present. So these are the heads of phospholipid. Their tails will also be present. So these are the tails which are present. So if we go into the description of this, then this is the head and this is tail. Similarly, if we see this below layer, then these reddish portions are the head and these yellow portions are the tail. So this is the structure of phospholipid bilayer. So two layers are present, that is why we are calling these phospholipid bilayer. Now, if we talk of this head will be polar part. So this will also be polar and the tails will be non-polar. So this is non-polar part. Now, if we talk about the polar head, then this is hydrophilic. So this is water loving part and it is hydrophilic. So this will also be hydrophilic, and this non-polar tail, this will be hydrophobic. So if we talk about hydrophilic, the portion that is water loving is called as hydrophilic, and the part which fears the water, it is called as hydrophobic. So this particular phospholipid layer is present in the cell membrane. Now this was the outcome of the chemical studies. Next, biochemical investigations came. In biochemical investigations, it was found that carbohydrates are also present. So here we found out that lipids and proteins are present. In biochemical investigation, it was found that carbohydrates are also present and the details of proteins was also found. One thing more was discovered over here, that the ratio of lipids and proteins is different. If we see the ratio of lipids and proteins in human RBC membrane, then 40% was the lipid portion and 52% was the protein portion. After it, some details about proteins were also found. Now, the details of proteins were based on the ease of extraction. So, the first type of protein were called as peripheral, extrinsic or external proteins, and the second type of proteins were called as integral, intrinsic or internal proteins. The difference we can see in this particular diagram. In this particular diagram, these light blue and dark blue, this is the phospholipid bilayer which we had seen in this particular diagram. Now, in this phospholipid bilayers, proteins will be embedded. Now, proteins were of two types. The first we said were peripheral and the second were integral. So, the proteins which were present on the surface, these were called as peripheral proteins, and the proteins which were embedded in the membrane, these were called as integral proteins. Now, these integral proteins which are embedded in the phospholipid bilayer, these can be partially embedded or these can be totally embedded. Now, if we see this particular protein, this reddish protein, we can see it is totally embedded in it. So, it is an example of integral protein. And if we look into these chains of proteins, this is basically peripheral proteins. So, all the proteins which are present on the surface are peripheral, and the proteins which are buried, those are integral proteins. Talking about the carbohydrates which were present, so these small chains, these are the carbohydrates which are also present in the cell membranes. So this was the finding of biochemical investigation. Now, after these studies were done, there is most famous model which is known by the name of fluid mosaic model. It was given by Singer and Nicholson, and the year was 1972. As per this model, lipids have quasi-fluid nature. Quasi-fluid nature means that this lipid, in this particular lipid, these proteins can move. So we can compare it to the sea. So phospholipid bilayer is the sea, and icebergs can be compared to the proteins which can travel laterally into the phospholipid bilayer. So if any protein is present in it, this protein can move laterally in this particular phospholipid bilayer. So this was the main point of fluid mosaic model. As per fluid mosaic model, different functions of cell membranes are given. We have noted 6 important functions over here. So cell growth, cell division, formation of intercellular junctions, secretion, endocytosis, and the transport of molecules. All these functions today we explain on the basis of fluid mosaic model.